Okay, so in this part, yes, you scouted the Widow is on the top right-hand corner above the observatory, and you make a good pathing, yeah, good pathing through here. Okay, and you go for the Widow. Okay, so I like that instantly use micro missiles, but this is where you made a mistake here. You turn to the Baptiste. The Baptiste is full health. If you look at it, okay, let's see whether you had, yeah, you had your boosters available. Look at it. The Widow is currently at half health, and if you look at it further, Widow is on F5. She's only at 105. If you had used your boosters to ignore this Baptiste and chase this Widow down over here, just using your left click, yep, you could have scored the kill on the Widow there. So, yep. So being distracted by this Baptiste. See, you were distracted by this Baptiste. The Baptiste was high on health. You see, the Widow even made a mistake of like running to this other corner. So the Baptiste wanted to jump and heal her, but the Widow, I mean, the Baptiste wanted to jump and heal her, but the Widow herself, she made a mistake of going over here so that she couldn't get healed. So if they're able to chase the Widow down, maybe could have landed a kill. Maybe, but still the target for being distracted by the Baptiste was not ideal. Okay, so this part is for Kamsalis. Okay, so yes, you guys noted that she was on the right-hand side. Okay, there was a few paths you could have taken. First and foremost, you could have routed from here, and I believe you can try jumping it from here, jump to over this way. But it's a little bit of a stretch, a little bit far. So I do agree with your pathing decision here, which yep, actually taking damage here is not bad. Yeah, taking a bit of chip damage, and you can see that our Anna already has 50% outcharge. So taking a chip damage actually is not bad. So the key thing was missing this jump here. Yeah, which is a little bit of a difficult jump, to be honest, because what you need to do is, first and foremost, this is a pretty far jump. You can practice with Winston in the training range for a bit to get an idea of how far his jumps goes. So you are able to reach over here, but changing Winston, for Winston you can change direction in mid-air. The problem is that with such a, if you look at this line of sight here, you can only jump through here, so it's difficult for you to change direction from here to here. You can't do like control your boosters like Diva would. So in this case, yep, actually, I like that you walked forward before you took this jump to try and narrow it, but still, yeah, it's a little bit too difficult to land on the platform from that kind of angle. Yep, so I don't blame you for that, it's just a little bit of inexperience on using Winston. So once you're trapped here, yeah, the heals couldn't get to you. Actually, yeah, some of the heals did get to you. I think Rocker actually tried to heal you from over there. Yeah, but once the shield gets broken, yeah, that was in a bad position. So just sum it up to like a bad angle on the jump. Sometimes you can set it up by jumping high ground here first. That means when you jump here, so this is why when we call like dive, we need to set up, because mainly for the Winston there are some distances that you cannot cover in one single jump. Like it's too far for you to get in a single jump. So you want to jump to a certain spot to set you up for the next jump. The jump pad cooldown is only 6 seconds, so it's not really very long. So typically as Winston, you can jump up here to get vision, see where the Widow is, take a little bit of poke damage and back off. Then let your Anna heal you from the low ground, or your Anna can heal you from the side there. So Anna still have vision of you here. So it's just set up here, saying that I'm setting up, taking poke, and then you back off, let Anna heal you. And if you see the opportunity, you feel like you can cover this distance, and you can jump over to pounce on the Widow. Okay. Okay, so for this part, actually you see here that Silence makes a good Guardian Angel to Miko. She saw that Miko was half health. The problem was that she stayed on damage boost for this long time. She should have been switching to heals here. Yeah, she did switch to heals here, but what I did not understand is that Miko was nowhere near to full health, so she should have been staying on heals. She turned around. I'm okay with her turning around. Actually makes her hitbox a little bit harder to hit, so it's not as susceptible to a widow actually. So turning is good, but you can look at the animation here. She actually switched it to damage boost instead of healing, and because she wasn't healing Miko, oh yeah, she lost her focus. She was supposed to heal Miko there, but because she wasn't healing Miko, and Miko gets demacked here. Okay, and let's switch it to Rocker as well. Okay, so here we're doing a push. Yeah, because of the amount of poke that we get here, basically it yeah, Rocker moved way too far forward. If you see there's so much poke, you should just stay back, heal your team. So basically, you never have to like rush in together with your team like Brick or Moira. Anna should always stay slightly behind the team so that you can heal the team as they run through. You don't have to like rush to get through the choke. There's no Lucio to speed boost you through, so no matter what, you're gonna have to walk slowly. But your main priority is to heal your team while like uh not getting poked. So actually staying from here, you can still heal your team and you do not have to move forward. So the moment that you walked forward and you took poke, you wasted a nade to try and save yourself. So there's precious resources lost. And so in that case, Celis has to use the bubble because he saw that you guys were getting poked. And you took a bad position here because this angle, you already see the tracers, like the bullet tracers from Orisa. So this angle was almost certainly gonna get spammed by the enemy. So you're not getting any cover from going into here. Worse still, if you look at from your perspective, once you get into here, you can't see any of your tanks, especially your front line. So your job is mainly to heal your tanks, land as many shots on your tanks as often as possible. Any moment that you're not healing your tanks is you're limiting your support potential. That means you're limiting your healing potential. And here you can see that because you were like out of healing range for a short while, yeah, Mikos gets demacked there, and Jamster almost dies as well. So basically, job of Anna isn't necessary to go along with a team, especially not when the purpose of Anna here is actually picking Anna here is actually to heal her allies from long range. So what I would have suggested, like for this kind of situation, actually you should have been staying behind your team. Your team moves forward, and as your team takes poke damage, you should be constantly healing them from here. So you can stand here, just scope in, and heal, 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 heal. So in the event that the enemy chases you, it's okay. You can just try and land a sleep dart and back off. Because if the enemy commits tanks or like DPS heroes to try and chase you down, they are away from the team fight. So you're still making the fight even for that particular instance. So you can leave it to your teammates to try and get the advantage to take a pick on their end, but you try to keep healing them as much as possible. Okay, so this for calm Celis. I don't really see a mistake here. The only thing which I can educate you on, I can sort of try and teach is how to stay within your bubble when even when you're pushing forward. But in this case, because you were nanoed, so I don't fault you for wandering out of your bubble. So just a general thing to take note if you were not getting nanoed, for example. Okay, so you executed a good jump, got nanoed, and you landed a good bubble. So this bubble timing landing is not bad. So if you look at it from the third person's perspective, your bubble, yes, you executed a bubble a bit earlier, it's going to drop exactly at here. Okay, so the thing now here for Winston is that you gotta try and stay within this zone, this wall of your bubble. So your face and basically, yeah, your hitbox has to be within here. So you want to zone the enemies out of your bubble while you get a little bit of benefit from this bubble protection. So just zone them out from here. So basically, if you put down a bubble and you walk out of your bubble, basically you don't get any protection, and there's not much point to landing that bubble anyway. Okay, so let's take a look from your perspective again. Yeah, so in this case, your bubble has I think 700 hit points, so that is not too bad. I think that is half a Rhine shield if I'm not wrong, or it's about the same. It can take the same amount of damage as an Orisa shield. So it is still a significant, the bubble can still block a significant amount of damage. So when you do use jump and you do use bubble, like I mentioned once, like I mentioned earlier in our scrim, yes, you use it aggressively rather than defensively. So this is a good use of the bubble here. So the only pointer here is you walked out of your bubble instead of staying within it. So generally you want to like stay within the bubble unless, for example, you are very confident in like a one-on-one or situation where your enemy is really low health, where you're very confident you can win that one without the help of your bubble, then you want to walk out of it. But if not, generally stay within the bubble.